Yo, 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 what is up? TBOP, how's it going? Welcome back, guys. Two bros, one podcast. I mean, we were gonna have Peter on here, but I guess he forgore. He forgore to come on the show, so it's just
Oh
what?
my gosh! This is so crazy, Cooper. I traveled all the way to inconspicuous location to be disclosed to see you in your room.
Oh, thanks for being here, Pete. You can leave now.
What? Oh, you didn't want to do the you didn't want to do the podcast.
Well, no, it was I kind of like my personal space.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Okay, your breath smells like cheese or something. I don't know.
It smells like granola. You saw me eat the granola bar 2 seconds ago.
Go back to your mic.
I would thought it would be cool if I was here though.
No, it's weird. It's weird for everyone. Okay. Well, that was awkward for you audio listeners. Peter just walked in my room. That's what was happening. But it was kind of I think it was kind of, it wasn't the best idea, you know? He wanted to do an intro where I gotta be fast, he's about to come back, where he walked into my room. It's kind of a shitty idea. It was so awkward and cringe, but he was like, oh.
I said you could make the idea. Yeah, I said you could make the intro if you wanted to make the intro because I thought I had such a good idea and it would be so cool and fun.
No, it was good. I liked it.
I feel
It
like you
was-
didn't like it though.
No, it wasn't awkward for anyone.
I didn't think it was. I thought it was super cool.
Yeah, I did.
Chat,
too.
let us know. Look, they're flooding with yes and pogs.
Did you hear
Hold
me
on,
say I forgore? I thought that was pretty funny.
That was not funny. I hated that. My intro was so much better.
Pete, welcome to Two Bros One Podcast. It's good to have you back.
What did you do one without me?
Well, 1, 5.
Hold up. You recorded the secret 100th or second episode without me?
Bro, we have to record the 100th episode.
We do.
On Peter's wall, it just says state. Yeah, that's his favorite. He doesn't have a favorite state yet.
This is where I go to college. State.
It's just like ambiguous state.
Which one?
Who knows?
Is it U.S.?
Ooh,
The state of Morocco.
wow, that was cool.
Morocco State University. That's where we go.
But you don't think okay. Aside from your mediocre intro, you don't think the I forgore thing is funny?
I thought it was a good intro.
Oh, thank you.
I was okay. Not. It was topical because the Kanye thing. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But it's old.
What did you say about I forgore? It was like
Oh.
you were like it's
Yeah.
okay. We were saying Peter and I were sitting there on the couch for like 5 hours just saying I forgore jokes to each other.
Wait.
And
We'll describe after. Yeah. Go ahead.
And we were like, no one is gonna get this. Like, it's not even that good. And then Peter goes,
Well,
okay.
we were dying laughing to all of them, and they're
Yeah.
not funny. We know that.
Yeah, we thought they were fucking the best. So Peter goes, it's not funny, and we know that. But also, it's fucking hilarious. And that's just true. I feel like that's a lot of our jokes.
Yeah. I won't get into it. We have a few layers of this where we just think things are hilarious between the two of us, and they'll have us rolling on the floor. And we try to explain them, and they don't work out well.
Bro, we started a new game in the car. I literally just started it. There hasn't been many iterations of it. But like in a drive-through or anything like that, you have to tell the other person one word that they have to say, and they have to try and work it into the sentence. What did I tell you?
Oh, so we pulled up. Okay, we go to Chick-fil-A, and we get there.
You're going through all of this.
We gotta go through the whole thing.
Okay.
We gotta go through the whole thing because it was a wild ride. We go through the Chick-fil-A and they're like, "Oh, normal menu's not off." So I get up there and I'm like, "I'd love a milkshake," and she's like, "We are out of milkshakes," and but that got the juices rolling for the milkshakes, and we'll get to that. But then we go up and I'm like, "All right, I'll get a grilled chicken club," and then they're like, "Out of bread." And so we're just joshing around with her, like, all right, guess I'll just have the chicken. But they get like basic white bread, which is lame. And then I like give her a
Kinda
type
good.
of cheese, and then she's like, Oh, we're out of that too.
So
So
Peter was
basically, Chick-fil-A didn't
fucking
have chicken.
pissed off. And he was like crying in the car after our
Not
workout, and he
crying.
was like, I wanted a Chick-fil-A milkshake.
I did want a milkshake, but I was like, all right, we'll go home. And then Cooper was like, we're going to Cookout. We'll get a milkshake.
Yeah, I wanted to cheer up my boy. And he was driving anyway, so I didn't really care. I was along for the ride.
Yeah, driving and paying. Love that.
I Venmo'd you.
Yeah, you did. But we get there, the line's full, and so I'm like, we'll park and then just walk up. And Cooper throws a fit,
No,
like a
no.
little baby,
You're,
like a
you're
little
clowning me
baby
right now.
boy who just is too afraid to walk up a hill.
No, okay. So if you guys have never been to a cookout, you have to like stand outside while you order. And we pull up to this cookout and there's a million people outside. It's going to take us 2 hours to get our food basically if we go outside. So I'm like, "No, let's just go somewhere else or like wait through the drive-through or something." And Pete's like, "No, I want to go outside. I
We're
want
going."
to walk in the heat." It's like 90 degrees outside. Fucking terrible. But
Yeah, it was like 90 and like 8 o'clock.
I convinced him otherwise because there was a million people to just go through the drive-through. So we're in the drive-through, and that's when I come up with our fancy new game. I'm like, "Pete, you gotta tell him. You gotta tell the drive-through worker." I don't even know what I said.
He said "big up" was the word I had to say, and me being Genius Pete, that's what they call me, you know. Right, Coop? Isn't that what they call me?
It's,
I've heard. You've heard too.
Yeah, Genius Pete. You got Chad.
See, you heard it here first, folks.
I gotta kind of be nice to Pete because he's got to be in the right mindset to record the podcast. So if he gets all sad, then he won't want to record one next time, and it'll be a whole thing.
It was kind of hurtful. You don't have to be like divulging my,
Hey,
thoughts and feelings.
Hey, that was just for me and the listeners. That didn't have anything to do with you.
Oh, okay. As long as it didn't pertain to me.
No,
But
no.
he tells me to say
Big ups.
big ups, and I hand the guy. Oh, I keep forgetting to get my credit card out when they asked for the payment, and so I fumble for it. I get it, and I'm like, oh shoot! I just keep big ups, and I was like, oh, I meant to say messed up. So my bad.
It's so dumb.
Smoothest thing ever.
I really
Smoothest
think
thing.
the game's gonna have some good opportunities for it in the future. Like the first one was kind of like but as we go, it'll get better.
What do you mean, That was genius.
It was good, but also you're like the worst person to be in a car with at a drive-through.
Okay.
You just have like no awareness. You're like,
What do you mean no awareness?
you're like,
How much
like,
awareness do you need to be in a car?
No, but like, not like in a car. It's like we're at the drive-through and the window's open, and the other guy's window's open in the window, and Pete's like, "God, I would hate to be that." And I was like, "Be what?" He was like, "I would hate to fucking work here."
No, I did not.
And
say
the
that.
dude is like
I
in
did
the
not-
window, and he like looks over
No.
at us, and I'm like, "This is so awkward."
No, I did not say that. I've been in those situations where you're working in a store and there's just tons of people and you're swamped and wanting to leave. And so I said, "Man, I feel bad for them." And that was it. It was
No,
just
you said
out of
I feel bad for
compassion.
them, and I said why, and you said because they have to work here.
No.
And then
I
the
didn't-
guy was like, "Ugh."
No,
And then
it was
I think he
under.
spat in our milkshakes.
Yeah, probably. They did take extra long to put, the little special surprise in front.
The
But no.
working class taking extra long
Oh,
on their menial
no.
tasks.
I literally worked all summer. My point was, I felt bad for them because they were swamped and like the drive-through was backed up to the road and there was a million people out front and they were just super busy.
It was still awkward for me. You put me in an awkward spot.
You turned my car off when I tried to leave.
That was funny. I had to coax you into it too because you had it in drive and you can't turn it off when it's in drive. So I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing? You just put it in park.
You
We're
grabbed
idling."
the shift and just put it in park on your own.
Yeah, and then you were like okay with that. So then I took it a step further and just turned off the car when you were about to pull out. That's not
Well, I was like-
dangerous, is it?
I feel like yes, if it was in drive. But luckily we didn't get that far.
Nah, yeah, it was all right.
It was just a little awkward because then Cooper made it weird with the guy standing next to us, and then we were just like there for a while.
Yeah, I made it weird. But that's just the first of a couple roommate shenanigans that I guess will only ensue more and more as time goes by. Two bros, one apartment.
True. I've been trying to get Coop to let us do podcasts in the same room, but he doesn't really like me, so
You guys heard how
we
fucking
won't do
awkward it was when he walked into my room and was like, "Hey."
if you don't watch, it was great. If you don't
Uh,
watch Cooper's stream, we were streaming the other night playing some Bed Wars on Minecraft, and we have a clip of it that you can check out in his Discord. So join that. But he was just real focused, and I was getting up. I was like, I'm gonna go get some water, and I just left the room, and I ran into his room, and like jumped out of him and took his headset off, and he freaked out and like cried, and
I did not cry,
he
but
like peed himself a little.
I maybe a little bit.
Whole big thing.
No, you scared the shit out of me, bro. Like my headphones, I couldn't hear the door open. I just had no idea. And he like touched my head and like was trying to take off my headphones, and I jumped so bad that it scared Peter. He was like, "Whoa!" And then I was like, "Ah!" And he was like, "Ah!"
I was not expecting him to actually get scared by that. It was just because he's like a little joke, and then he had genuine fear, and that scared me. And so I accidentally like threw his headset on the ground and ran, and like tripped over his little like beanbag thing he has at the door, and messed that all up.
It was
It worked
stressful for
great.
both of us.
And then he locks his door now.
I didn't today because you wanted to record your little intro, which I loved. It was great.
I hate you.
I hope they could hear you. I'm pretty sure they can. They could when you came in my room.
I feel like I was watching the little mixer thing and it was going.
Okay,
I'm loud. I'm a loud guy.
Yeah, I've got you louder today on this stream, so you might be
That-
louder than me.
That was the problem with the drive-through that you had with me, is I was too loud.
Yeah, you were too loud. It was weird.
I just my voice projects. What can I say?
You're an awkward person.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
No, I feel like that's like your shtick. That's like your thing. You're like, hey, I'm Pete, and I'm awkward, and I'm gonna make every situation awkward for you.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Like
Oh, I know where this is going.
like
I hate you for this.
we're at the gym today, and we see this boy that we went to a thing with, like a camp, and Pete was like, "Yo, Coop, is that Blaine right there?" And I was like, "Nah, it doesn't really look like him." And then they're like talking over there, and then one of his friends like talks to him and is like, "Hey, Blaine," and Pete's like, "Oh my gosh, that is Blaine. I'm gonna go say hi to him." And he like walks up to him, and he's like,
No, I didn't walk up to him. I just yelled Blaine.
"Yeah, you yelled."
Everyone looks at me except Blaine.
Ayo, Blaine.
I was
And,
like, Blaine.
20 people in the room all turn and look at
There were
him.
like four. There was like four people in the room. No one looks. Everyone looks at me but Blaine because he has AirPods in, and I have to yell it louder.
Yeah, one of his friends like taps him on his shoulder, and they're like, "Blaine, Blaine." And they're like, "Blaine, this guy's your friend's trying to talk to you." And he turns around, and Pete's like, "Hey, Blaine, we went to the same camp." And he's like, "I don't know who you are." And then Pete goes,
I was like, "Oh, you know Cooper though.
You know
You got
Cooper."
the same."
And then he was like, "Hey, I know him."
This would be embarrassing enough if this were the only situation. It would be a one-off. I'd be a little embarrassed, but we'd be over it.
This happens
But Coop, carry on.
so many times. This is my favorite story that I'm about to tell you.
I hate this story.
Very similar to this past experience. Peter and I are hanging out somewhere. I think we're just outside, like sitting, like eating ice cream maybe. I'm not really sure what we were doing. But we were outside.
Can I add a little tidbit before?
Yeah, of course.
A little tid. So this is early on in college, like no more than a month in, and so you're meeting a lot of new people and trying to like just have a lot of new friends, a lot of new experiences. And I felt good about myself for how many people I met. But I was over with Coop, and I was like joshing, like wanting to flex about how many people I had met so far in college. And Coop, you can continue.
So we're chilling outside eating some ice cream. And this kid our age walks by, and I don't really think much of it. And Peter's like, "Oh my gosh, I know that guy. I'm going to call him over." And I look at the guy and I'm like, hey, I think I might know him too. So Pete calls him over and he's like, hey, Mo, come here, Mo. And he turns around and Peter's standing there. And Peter's like, hey, Mo,
Yeah, happy
Mo.
as can be, just real excited to see someone I know.
And Mo is like, do I know you?
Yeah, he was really confused.
And didn't you say that you like hung out with him that weekend or something?
Oh my gosh. We went to a scholarship event and I saw him at later events. So we had met multiple times. And at this scholarship event, we hung out for more than 24 hours straight. Like long, prolonged time. And oh my gosh. And I hung out with him with my roommate later on, early like first week of college, welcome week.
And we're not even wearing masks at this time. This is pre-COVID.
Yeah, full face.
It's
Can
just
clearly see me.
Full Peter. And he's like, I don't know. Have we met before? And then he looks.
He kind of pulls the pity where he's like, Peter? After I say my name.
No, yeah, you're like, it's me, Peter. And he's like, oh, Peter.
That one, it's coming back.
Yeah, we did that one thing. Hey, you're a guy.
Why don't you tell me about the thing we did so I know what
Like, I know, just for like everyone else that's listening.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, he looks behind Peter and he sees me and he goes, oh, Cooper, my fucking boy. Yo, Coop, how you been, bro? We gotta hang out sometime, Coop. It's been so long. And I'm like, hey, Mo, what's up, man? And Peter just like shrivels away.
Oh my gosh. Mo could not have been more emphatic to see you. And didn't even try to hide it. And I was like, damn, Coop's got me beat. It was so sad.
Yeah, I gave my man Mo a hug. I was like, I'll hang out with you later. And then Peter, being the petty bitch that he is, immediately goes and unfollows Mo on Instagram.
I didn't do that. Like, as we were walking away, I was like, I hate that guy. Now he's dead to me. And I unfollowed him. Cooper holds that story over my head constantly, nonstop. I've been hearing about that so much, and it's gotten worse too, because this keeps happening. And this has happened in the past, but recently we've started going to the gym. And we've seen, like, I haven't seen people I know because we just got back from our summer. And Coop keeps seeing people he knows. And I'm just like,
I don't know that many more people than you. It's just like a coincidence. Like, I'll run into someone and be like, oh, we gotta play soccer soon sometime. And then like I'm like standing with Peter, and Peter just like awkwardly like stands behind me while I
can't just stay. I can't be like, oh, I can't wait to play soccer too. I'm not on the team.
No, just like walk up with me, and I'll be like, hey, this is my roommate Peter.
Bro, I've done that. Never once introduced me. I just stand there. I'm like, oh, okay, and then we're done. We leave. Never once homied me.
Hey, one of these times, chat, stream, podcast listeners, you'll hear Peter will be like, it'll be Peter's turn, and he'll tell the story about how I tried to go up to someone.
I'm gonna be that the day it comes. I'm gonna be so excited. I'm gonna tell that story nonstop.
But I don't really go out of my way to like see people and be like, yo, what's up? They like, it's like I'll just like see someone and they'll be like,
we get it. You're
no,
so popular.
That's not what I'm trying to go with that.
The real cool guy.
That was my nickname in high school.
Yeah, that's what they called you. Can confirm.
Oh, we could end it there. After now that I got that story out, I don't really have anything else we need to talk about.
That story just makes me. My ego gets a little big. Then Cooper tells that story. It takes me down a peg. So I guess that's just like, checks and balances.
I need something to take me down a peg. I'm flying high right now. Peter, you take me down a peg. You got anything?
Bro, I can take you down a peg. Chat, we've started. I can take you down a peg in the future. We've started going to the gym, being healthy bros. We're gonna try to eat better and stuff like that. Just all around good health. Tomorrow we're doing leg day. How I'm gonna take Cooper down a peg is we're gonna try to go upstairs after.
I thought you were
Walk
gonna
up
say like
4
I'm
flights.
going to fucking kill him.
Okay.
Like
Well, I couldn't do that.
I'm gonna be squatting and you just like kick me in the nuts.
Or I just what's that thing where you dead leg them?
Yeah,
Just
dead
take
leg
the
me.
legs out from under you and crush you down there. No, I feel like going up or downstairs will be enough to just set us on the right track in terms of egos right there. Oh, actually, real ego like checker today was we were we were doing what's the lift where you go like that straight
Overhead press.
up?
Overhead press.
Yeah, we were doing the overhead press, and because this is my first time and they've done it before, Cooper and his cousin Max, friend of the stream, were a little sore, and so they were having to take a little weight off. But it was my first time, so I could feel a little cool. I don't have that soreness. I could do what they had done before, their starting weight. So I was feeling good about myself. But then we take a step back and we look at this bar and it has two 5-pound weights on it, and they're hyping me up because I'm like lifting so much for the first time. Really is just their starting weight. And it's this like tiny little baby bar, and we look left and right, and there's just people lifting so much more than us. It's
No, my man
real
Pete
reality
is
check.
no. You're selling yourself short. It was kind of low weight, but you were a beast, bro. You were repping out everything that we had. You were just going crazy. Let me look up. Let me look up what a normal amount to overhead press was.
I don't think we need to do that. That's gonna hurt.
Let's see. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Chat. It was a struggle for this amount. It was not easy. Had to take some rest, and there was some goal setting and touch and go for a sec.
Untrained man should be able to press about 55 pounds, and that's
What?
us. That's what you were. That's what you were doing. So you're
55?
untrained man level, and once we can press 90 pounds, then well, no, I feel like
I
we can.
I can't imagine doing 90.
I don't know if this is like one rep max though, because we were doing 55 pounds for 8 reps, so you could definitely press 90 at least once.
We can try it next time.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But we have been hitting the gym, and Peter is a beast. He goes crazy. Whatever weight you put on there, he'll hit it with. I guess we'll see when it comes to legs.
So Coop is just gassing me up here. This is the guy who passed out in walking class because it was a little too intense.
You had to be doing, bro. Okay. I was gonna say you had to be doing more than just walking, but Cynical Fake in the chat just said deadlift equals best lift.
No,
Which
no.
I like a good deadlift, but Peter and I deadlifted yesterday, and I cannot feel my back. I think
It's awful.
my back muscles are liquid right now.
I can't bend over. I have to squat to pick things up off the ground. But when we hit leg day, I won't be able to squat, so I can never go down.
Hey, don't let him keep you down, Pete.
Oh my gosh.
The first leg day you didn't do, but I did it alone.
Yeah.
And I literally
Wait. Okay. No. Cooper was like, I'm going to go to the gym and hit leg day. Do you want to come? And I was like, yes, I'd love to come to the gym. I've been trying to go. I just want someone to go with. I'll do whatever you do. We'll go. We'll have a good time. Cooper's like, all right, cool. I'll get ready. I'm going to my room and I'll be right back. We'll go to the gym. And he just leaves. He just goes out. He just goes to the gym without me. And it's like 10 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, I think the gym is closed. I guess he didn't go to the gym today. And we get back and we're playing games. And he's telling me how he went to the gym and is sore. And I'm like, wait, didn't you invite me to the gym? And that's the story of how Cooper debated me and just hated me.
Well, that was actually the second leg day.
Oh, my bad.
No, it was just like I was like, the gym was closing at 9 and it was like 7:30. So I was pushing it already on how long it takes me to get through my leg day. And I was like, this guy's not gonna get ready that fast. So I should
Was
just,
ready when you asked me.
and maybe he probably doesn't want to go anyway. So I'll just go alone this one, pick him up in the next one.
I was so emphatic to go. I was like, yeah, yeah, I would love to go. Said that verbatim.
Hey, tomorrow we'll go. It'll be fine. But my point was, after the leg day, I literally could not sleep because if I turned on my side, my legs hurt. If I turned on my other side, my legs hurt. I couldn't stretch out my legs fully. I can't stretch them out right now because my hamstrings are so tight. But it was just horrible. I was in searing pain all night. And that's what you can expect tomorrow, Pete.
I feel like you deserved that, though. You know,
I, I didn't do
yeah,
anything wrong.
kind of thing. Well, we can agree to disagree, but like, I'm right.
Maybe like this was before I left you. Probably like some built up karma at some point. And also the Cynical just sent in the chat. I prefer no leg day, so I get the Larry the Lobster build.
Yeah, Hulk on top, just little chopsticks on bottom.
That's what Max is going for, who we've been going to the gym with, because unlike Peter, I've invited him to every workout day. And every time it's leg day, he's got an excuse to. This is the third leg day in a row that he's like, oh, I gotta work tomorrow, so we can go for like 15 minutes after I work. You think we could do leg day then? I'm like, no, that's not enough time.
We were like, he was like, oh yeah, I gotta work. And there was like an hour after his work between then and when the gym closes. And that's usually not enough time for what we're doing. And then we were like, okay, we can go earlier. And he's like, well, I don't want to sweat before work, which makes sense. And we're like, okay, we'll go like significantly earlier, give you some time to shower and get ready for work. And he's like, well, I don't want to get up early. So he's definitely going for like the Larry the Lobster build up top.
But Max, when you watch this, we love you, bro. We're just messing. But no, who knows? If he never shows up to leg day, he might actually get lobstered. Maybe I want to get, bro. Let's get spray tans, Peter.
That's a terrible idea.
We can really be looking at Larry the Lobster.
I am not a fan of that. I don't think we need to be getting spray tans.
Let's make like a bet, and the loser has to get a spray tan.
I'm not getting a spray tan.
Whoever can squat the most at the end of the semester, the other person has to get a spray tan.
We talked about this. Your legs are significantly stronger than mine. It is not gonna happen for me.
All right, you pick the exercise.
How about we pick a different? I don't want a spray tan.
Well, yeah, but I want you to get a spray tan, and I think, and you're better than me right now, so probably just.
I'm not better than your starting weight. Better than sore coop weight, maybe. On some things.
We could have a race. You'd probably beat me in that. You've seen my like, dump truck.
The pull-ups.
We do chin-ups.
Chin-ups? Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably out chin-up me. Whoever can do the most chin-ups in one semester.
Total? Count how many per semester?
No, in however many days that is. We'll have a competition.
We'll workshop the punishment in the as we develop more, we can see what's more even and what will be a challenge.
What about like in Olympics?
Like assign points to each one and see.
Like we'll just do everything one day.
Sure.
And then we'll stream it.
That'll be a podcast.
True podcast. IRL podcast. We gotta do a cooking stream too.
I cooked Coop some ramen.
True, that was good. Well,
my fancy ramen.
It was good. I don't like
secret chat between you and me. The stove was not working right, and I burnt like half of his noodles to the bottom of this like little pan. But it was good. It tasted good. I tried it.
It was good. It was a good. Okay, I have two complaints.
Two?
You say that like it's a lot. I could have a million complaints.
All right, all right.
One, I'm a little bitch boy. I don't really like spicy foods. And you put in a lot of cayenne pepper, and I was kind of feeling it in my sinuses. I was sweating.
I did half the amount I normal do, chat, for
You did like
reference.
four. I don't even know the measurement. Four slaps of cayenne
I did
pepper.
I did two big shakes, one before it was cooking with the spices, and then two after the noodles were in there. I normally do four.
So that's complaint number one.
Yeah.
And I'll just work on my spice tolerance, I guess. Complaint number two. Afterwards, after we ate that, we were like, let's go play some racquetball.
Which was dope.
It was fun. Peter destroyed me. I don't know how. I think he was cheating. Besides the
Okay.
point.
I'm good at racket sports for a very small amount of time until Cooper gets in the groove and then he destroys me.
But while we were playing racquetball, I don't know if it was because of the racquetball or something in your noodles. Those boys were so close to coming back up. I was about to blow orange ramen chunks on the racquetball court.
Felt the same way. Every time you'd hit it and like exert some extra force, it'd come up like another inch.
Not a good pre-workout meal, it turns out.
And we went
Oh,
immediately after finishing.
what if we put protein powder in your? Nah, I only
You
have
have chocolate
chocolate.
protein powder in my spicy egg ramen.
Okay. We'll put a pin in that.
And it's like chicken broth flavored with chocolate.
Maybe I could get like a chicken broth protein powder.
Oh, put the chicken broth in, or put the protein powder in the bouillon.
I still don't know what bouillon is. It's like weird.
I don't know either. It's like
Cube.
the French chicken broth stuff. It's good.
Okay.
Makes me think I'm healthy, but it's probably terrible for you.
But it was a good meal. Thank you for chefing it up for me. You can make it on our cooking stream.
You ate all my bouillon.
Bro, I ate a singular bouillon.
Yeah, true.
Oh, Cynical said in the chat that we should do a triathlon.
That'd be cool.
Have you seen, you know, the Olympic triathlon? Literally, at the end of the race, all of the people just die.
Yeah, they like puke and pass out
Right after.
in no particular order.
There is just a pile of bodies at the finish line of everyone just like passed out.
A
Like,
lot of them trip over the finish line and have to be like they have the assistants there and they like drag them away and like force water in their mouth basically.
that is not, I would rather not do that.
Oh my gosh. They have like the special weird triathlon where it's like running or it's like hurdles, swimming and then like horseback riding?
The modern pentathlon, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, maybe. Either way it like ends in a horseback riding. But the women's event, I don't know if you heard about this. Did I already tell you? I don't know if
No.
I feel like maybe. But in the women's event, there was this one girl, crazy good athlete, just amazing all around, blowing the competition away like a minute ahead, like something crazy, just destroying everyone else competing. And she gets to the final thing, which is like horse hurdles, I believe. And she gets on her horse and it won't jump. And she
Just
loses.
won't jump.
And she's just like they have like so many like clips and stuff of her just crying on this horse because it won't jump. It just will not listen to her.
Damn.
Imagine putting all that work for just a horse to have a bad day.
I thought you were gonna say like her horse like died.
Your
she lost. They're like, your horse is fucking dead. You
horse
can't
is
race
dead.
with a
I mean,
dead
that's
horse.
it.
She like drags
Yeah.
it across the finish line.
That'd be pretty dope. Big athlete move.
Not for the horse.
Well, get to glue things now.
But yeah, that's why I'm not gonna be an Olympic medalist. An
The
Olympic
only
athlete.
reason. Because
Yeah.
the horses.
I mean, I could, but like, not a
The
big horse
politics
guy.
of it all, I don't want to get involved in that.
Yeah, it's just not something I see myself in.
I feel like we could do Olympic deadlifting, though. After yesterday, I'm confident.
Yeah, yeah. That would be good.
Like barely one plate, maybe two on it.
The only bad thing, the worst part about working out is the spot in the gym that Pete and I go to. It's like a big ass school gym. So,
Huge, tons of modern equipment.
and it's the
Except,
beginning of the year, so that there's like hella people in the gym. So every machine is taken up, everybody's working out, and I'm sure it'll all filter out as time goes by. But me and Peter are trying to get a good workout in, but with all these people, we can't. So we decide, where we should go where there'll be no people. The bowels of the gym.
we sneaky link it up.
Yeah, sneaky link into like this basically like the secret basement area of the gym where they keep the old like rusty workout equipment from
Yeah.
years past. And I even have some rust on my shirt. I don't
Yeah,
know if you can
I was
see it.
gonna mention it. And the very first second we get there, we started off uh doing the little bench presses. And the second Coop goes down, he gets just a big rust mark in the
Yeah.
center of his chest.
The barbells in the room there's no one down there, so we get like a private area, but the barbells and all the weights are just so rusty in there. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. And you wipe things down at the end, being courteous, and you look at it, and it's just like orange and brown from all the rust, and
Yeah.
it's all over your hands. And we used like a curling machine, and I guess like the rubber adhesive was coming off or something. I ended up with like black goop around the like
That's
this
just
part of
normal.
my hands.
Hey, my bad.
Yeah. Oh well,
Didn't
didn't
mean
love
to
that.
goop you.
It's a good time though.
But you were talking
I
about
feel like it gives us some extra character, some extra spice to our workouts.
yeah, a little extra flavor afterwards.
Yeah, a little cayenne shake. That's the fourth shake right there.
You were talking about with racquetball that you're like better than me at racket sports unless I get in a groove. And that's how I am with literally anything. I
Yeah.
have two modes. Like I'm like a microwave.
Okay, so what?
Yeah, like if I get heated up, then I'm really hot.
Okay,
But
so if your temperature rises, you are hot.
it's like a
Makes sense. Makes sense.
it's like a micro. Okay. It was a good analogy. You just don't understand.
Nailed it.
But like if I start to play good, then I will just get in a groove. Like anything I do, if I'm doing good, I will just get in a groove and really vibe with it and get in like a zen mode and just be goated. But more often than not, I am not that way, and I am just dog shit. I'm a very temperamental player.
Well, I feel like you're being too humble. You put up a good fight in like sports and video games and all this stuff, and are like usually better than me. It's just racket sports I happen to have a knack for some weird reason. But Cooper will get in a groove and just become like an S tier player at whatever for no reason, just be insane,
It's
just
like
cracked at it.
I would say you're pretty like anything you do, you're pretty constant. You're like
Yeah,
the
I'm
same.
constant like B or C tier at like most things.
But so you're pretty constant, but my highs are pretty high and my lows are pretty low. But if you catch me in the right time, then I'll be goaded.
It's like ping pong. I used to be incredibly good at ping pong, and we played at this camp we went to that we met Blaine at, or I guess Cooper met Blaine at, and he forgot about me, which I'm not mad about. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I didn't even
you're
know him.
yeah.
Not like I played like a million rounds of pool with Blaine or anything. But anyway,
You don't remember it either, so you both kind of
billiards
forgot
with the
about it.
boys. Oh, I forgot about that. I just remembered because we were talking about.
Did you unfollow Blaine after?
I'm going to. Don't worry. But but Coop and I like to mess around and play ping pong, and this was prime of my ping pong career, which I was pretty good, and we did some like camp tournaments. I don't know if you played in them, but it was against these like really good people, and I held my own and won some parts of it. And
That's
Coop
terrible.
never beat me at this point. At this camp, and he's like, "We'll make a bet. If you lose, our friend has to do your makeup." And I'm like, "Okay, bet is on. I've never lost to you. This is just like an ego boost to me. If I win, I get nothing, but it's like pride. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you had that opportunity and lost it. I feel good. And we played like 30 games, never once lost, never even close. It ends up being like 11-2. I could get destroyed by Cooper.
You couldn't
I don't
handle
know
the
where
pressure.
it came from. I don't know where it came from. I was not nervous at all. And then he just comes out swinging. And we play
It's-
after this and I destroy him. It's right back to normal.
It's that
But
Mamba
I have to
mentality,
do my
Pete.
makeup.
It's
Yeah.
that clutch gene. You just don't have it.
I
So
don't.
you-
I honestly don't.
You either have it or you don't. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter did
It-
get his makeup made, and Peter, you looked good, bro. It was a good look for you. You should consider covering up your face with stuff more often.
I'd trap you.
I don't know what that means, like in like a cage.
We'll talk about that later. Conversation off the podcast. A little deep cut for you, folks at home.
Okay. But going with the ping pong, when we played racquetball yesterday, was that yesterday that we played racquetball?
We played tonight and the day before yesterday.
Okay, yeah. Whenever I almost threw up Peter's ramen, we played ping pong right after.
Makes it sound bad though.
Well, anyways.
Moving on.
We played ping pong, and you can they have like ping pong tables at the gym, and you can like rent paddles and balls. So we go up to the lady at like working the desk where you can rent things, and we're like, hey, could we just get two ping pong paddles and a ball? And she's like, oh, we don't have any ping pong balls. You can use like a tennis ball or a racquetball. We have basketballs. Do you want to?
Yeah, guy
Use
off to
that?
the left is like, well, have basketball if you want.
and I'm sarcastic, and I'm like, oh yeah, we'll just play ping pong with a basketball. And the dude's like, oh no, you'll sorry, we can't let you do that. You'll break our table.
But like serious as can be, he's like, well, you shouldn't be playing ping pong with a basketball. We don't want to injure the stuff. And then we were like, okay, yeah, no, we weren't gonna do that.
No, I was like, it's just a joke. You see, it's funny because you can't do that. And I like explained like why it was a joke, and then we all laughed, and everybody actually clapped afterwards. But
Okay, so no, what really happened is we put our tail between our legs, sullenly accept a racquetball and walk away. And
Yeah.
then we get a ping pong ball.
well,
Because these guys next to us have two and they have an extra and they're just playing, and so we asked to borrow theirs. And this is a rental ping pong ball from the gym that they had. So it's old and crusty and was
Well,
on the floor.
that's besides the point. But actually, what happened was Peter asked, and they were like, I don't know. And then I asked, and they were like, oh my gosh, Cooper, I love you. Here's the ping pong ball.
No, that didn't happen.
No, but those dudes did let us borrow a ping pong ball from them. So
A crusty, dusty, dirty ball. I think we need to emphasize that for what is about to happen next.
that's not necessarily important to the story. But Peter
This
and I are
ball
playing some ping pong.
Carries COVID alpha, beta, sigma, whatever, delta, all of
Ligma.
them. Yeah, Ligma. This is the dirtiest ball ever. You could see like black streaks on this white ball.
Okay, we get the point. So Peter and I are playing, and I am playing absolutely terrible. He is destroying me. And then something happens, and I have a turn of luck.
He loses the point.
Peter smacks the ball into me. It bounces off the table, off my paddle, and goes flying up in the air. And my little tiny monkey brain goes, I could catch that
Instincts
in my mouth.
kicked in.
And the ping pong ball falls down, and I catch it perfectly in my mouth.
Rolls it around his tongue a couple
No,
times.
I catch it in my mouth, and I just go, and I plop it out, shoot it out, catch it in my hand. Coolest guy in the gym. And I think it was a little gritty. And Mom, if you're watching this is a completely fictional story. I didn't put a ping pong ball
Allegedly
from the gym
gritty
in my mouth.
Yeah.
But if I did, it would have been gritty and kind of weird tasting.
Yeah, it left a taste for a couple days.
But the true moral of the story is after that happened, we played 2 more games and I won both of them.
He did play insanely well after that.
I think the first game I only won because Peter didn't want to touch the ball that had been in my mouth.
Yeah, I did play one, like, I wouldn't hold the ball because it was still wet and you refused to wipe it off.
It added to it. It gave it a little more spin. It was good for the
I didn't
game.
want COVID. I
Good
didn't
for
want
the
the
sport.
COVID from it.
But I haven't had any symptoms. Been asymptomatic since then. And
Now
the
he's
moral
just
of
a
the story
carrier.
is that it helped me win. And then 5 minutes later, when the gym was closing, the guys asked, and we gave them their ping pong ball back. I
So
didn't
they
even.
held this slobbery
I didn't think
mess
about that until
from
now. It had
Cooper.
dried by then, but it was still probably a little weird.
But it was such a sick moment. And we just like pogged off for a minute. And
I
Cooper
wish
was
we were recording it.
I think Cooper was more surprised than me that it happened because it was like a no brain, like no thought, all instinct section of like him. It
Yeah,
was
it was
sick.
literally my monkey brain took over and was like, I could catch that in my mouth. That would be so cool.
Imagine. Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah,
And
in
it
between
was.
frames, it was just like two guys like on a couch in your brain, like, bro, that would be so sick if that happened.
We could try and recreate it, but I don't think it would be the same.
It wouldn't be the same. It was just a combination of like the speed of which things were happening and the spontaneity, if that's a word.
Mm-hmm.
It was sick.
Spontaneity.
Yeah. We'll make it a word if it's not. TBOP things.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah. It was awesome. We have some good times joshing around in the gym.
And it gave me power.
It did. We'll play again. We'll see how it goes. See if you have the power.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm
We'll
afraid
see,
you
we'll see.
will, and I'll feel bad because I used to be good at ping pong, but
You keep saying that. How do you get bad at ping pong? It's like riding a bike.
because I was so much better and like really good, and then I
Had a tragic
stopped playing
ping
for a
pong
few
accident.
years.
We
Yeah,
should
I
have
got-
played Sting Pong.
We should have.
I didn't even think about it. Oh no, we did. Oh, I know why we didn't, because that was our only ball that we had, and we didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah, we didn't want to spike it because if we break it, that'd be kind of sad.
You break it, you buy it. As the
We
kids
should
say.
buy our own and just go.
Just where would I buy some ping pong balls?
BYOB. We're in a college town. They sell them everywhere.
I feel like we could just rent some. Well, I guess it didn't really work out last time. I'm sure
They'll
they'll
give us a
restock.
basketball.
They'll restock. It'll be fine.
I've been trying to do ping pong forever, and this is the first time we've actually got a ball because they've been out of them and no one had spares.
Really?
Yeah, it's like they never restock on it for some reason.
That's the first time I ever tried.
Max works at the gym. We'll have him put a word in.
Yeah, Max is the worst though, you know. Like 2 days before, like okay,
He might listen to this.
nah, he won't.
Hold
He
on.
won't listen. He doesn't listen.
He
Fake
won't
fan.
listen.
Like 2 days before the gym opened, it was still open for the summer, but not for like current students. And I just went and I was like, hey, and I like tried to swipe my card, and they were like, it says you don't have a membership.
Yeah, you had to buy like a $200 pass to go.
Yeah, like a summer pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's cringe. It's only 2 days left. So I just was like, I like swiped my card, and they were like, hey, but you know, it's 2 days before. We'll just let you in.
Yeah.
And they let me in, and it was goaded. And I went back the next day and did the same thing. Shout out facility staff. Well,
Did you try to remember a name?
Nah, I don't know their name. But then I told Max this story, and he was like, oh, they're so bad at their job. They're not supposed to let you in. I'm like, shut up. I got to work out. Kind of sus.
Yeah, Max, like the big supervisor guy, gonna go have to fire a couple.
He's
people
like-
'cause he
he's
told
like,
him
"Do
that
you-
story.
He's like, hey, do you remember their names by any chance? I'm like, yeah.
What was the date and time that you went, by the way, and which entrance, so I can like check the desk and see.
Yeah,
who's
it was
there.
actually, Sarah. Sarah's the one that let me in, and he's like, oh fuck yeah, Sarah. Damn.
Oh, okay, Sarah.
I gotta to make a phone call right now. Yeah, Sarah, you're fucking fired.
Won't be seeing her again at the gym, but Sarah, if you're watching, thanks for letting my boy in. Sorry
Yeah.
about Max.
We love you.
Well,
Sorry about your job.
neither here nor there. Fun story, either way.
I think that's all the college stories I've got, other than the fact that we've been hyping up me moving in and living with Peter, and it's being the sickest thing in the world. And I
Which
get
it
down.
has been. It has been dope.
It's been fun, but originally, the first day I got here, I was like, oh shit, Pete, we're moving in the same day. And Peter's like, no, actually, I'm moving in a day before you, so I can come and I can like help you out or do anything, and then we can like vibe the rest of the day.
I don't think I said all that.
That's how I read between the lines.
I think yeah, read between the lines. I was like, I'm moving in the day before. I don't know when I'll be free, but I'll see you.
And then we get here and I'm like, yo, Pete, I'm here with my mom ready to move in. What's the apartment number? And he like tells me the number and I'm like, oh, can you let me in? And he's like, oh, I'm not really there. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm not really in the apartment. And I go, oh, okay, so I'll like see you later tonight. And he's like, oh, actually,
Here's the thing.
when I said we were gonna hang out, what I really meant was I'm gonna go and hang out with my girlfriend instead. And then I'm gonna go and visit my grandparents. So like a week from now, you and I goaded.
So no. I hadn't seen my girlfriend in 2 months because I'd been out in like backcountry Georgia doing an internship at a mill, which was super cool, but I hadn't seen her in like 2 months. And she has a very busy schedule this week, and it's gonna bleed into next week. So I knew I wasn't gonna see her much at all. And so I took a few days to hang out with her. And then the next day after moving in, Cooper's like, hey, do you want to hang out? And I'm like, oh, I'm in another city altogether, like 3 hours away. Because we had plans. We had like my birthday happened while I was gone, so we were gonna celebrate it down in this other city, having a good time, tearing up the town, and unintentionally leaving my boy to move in all by his lonesome.
Caroline, if you're watching this, you're great. I love you.
Well, don't gotta do all that.
You're nice to my boy Pete, but in a very another sense, fuck her, bros before hoes.
No, not another sense. That is not true.
You left your boy hanging.
Oh my gosh. Bro, she's gonna be hanging around the apartment. We're gonna have a good time. You guys are gonna get to know each other. It's gonna be great. It like me and her, and then like you and
like, can I bring
Max? Max, your cousin Max.
Yeah, that'll
hanging out.
Just the four of us.
I guess Max is going on dates now, so maybe like he's busy. So
maybe
Mo, your good friend Mo can come over.
Yeah, well, I'll message him.
Yeah, me too. I just gotta like fall him back and.
Why you gotta do me like that? There's your you got your ego check back.
Yeah, exactly. Had to bring it back.
But yeah, Pete just ignored me.
I did not ignore him. We came back and I spent like all the time with Cooper.
But why are you
me from the gym?
Why are you spending time with me right now? Is it because your girlfriend's busy this week and you got no one else, so
I just really want to spend time with you, Cooper.
You really want to spend time with me?
Yeah.
So I'm sure like when she's like done, then we could just keep hanging out, like just two of us. Just
well, like school will be back. And
yeah, I can help you study.
Like I have to go to the gym.
I'm
sure that'll take up some time.
I'm the one that showed you the workout routine.
Oh yeah. I think I'm busy those days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, anyway, moral of the story, this is our last podcast. Fuck you, Peter.
Okay, that kind of hurtful. Uncalled for. Not the last podcast, guys. Stay tuned for episode 100.
Yeah, that'll be good. We need to record that sometime.
Yeah. We announced our plan for that, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, good.
But we need to do it instead of like keep talking about it.
But it's like it gets funnier the more we talk about it, and then we'll just like record it when we get there.
That's so dumb because then it's just episode 100.
We talk about it episode 99, then record it, and then like act like it's a big joke.
Bro, what if we talked about this whole time about pre-recording an episode, and we talk about it literally every episode up into it, and then it's just a normal episode.
Yeah, it's just normal. Like that'd be kind of sick though.
It would be
memorable.
Nice.
People would be like, they got us, and then
they'd be like, wow, they really nailed this, huh?
I think so. Or they just be like, man, they were good back then.
Yeah, they're not the same, you know?
Yeah. I miss the old TBOP.
True.
We need to make a rap.
All right, all right.
Next TBOP, imagine.
You want to freestyle right now, Pete?
Freestyling. Well, like on the spot. I feel like that's not like the, that's not like the feel of freestyling. You don't just like do it,
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta plan that stuff.
You got anything else for us tonight?
I think that's all. I think this is a good intro podcast to Two Bros One Apartment, the game.
True.
And maybe will
The
let
movie.
me do it in one room.
Yeah, maybe we'll be in the same room next time. We got to work out the specifics with the 2 mics and fitting us
We could
both
just
in
do
the
one
camera.
mic and like I'm here.
My room's
Here-
kind of
here's
small.
my mic.
We're like talking
Like-
like this.
Like I'll go here and then Cooper will be here. And then we just get to look at each other. Imagine? And then
That'd
it's
be
like-
fun.
Like maybe a passionate moment happens and we lean in a little closer.
We're also discussing getting some guests on the podcast. Maybe a little Tony, maybe a little Max, maybe
Yeah.
Caroline. I bet Caroline has some good Peter stories.
I don't know. We'll
We'd
see.
all like to hear. Peter's parents, if you would like to come on the show, hit me up. Won'tplays
We don't need to
at
be doing all
gmail.com.
that.
Won'tplays with a Z.
Is that-
WUNPPLAYZ at gmail.com.
Business stuff only.
Yep, business inquiries only.
Do you actually have that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna email you. We'll be pen pals. Can we be pen pals?
Yeah.
I feel like you leave me on red.
What should your parents call you? Should we do another one of those? Because they called you a sussy baka, and that was really funny.
No, we should not do. My grandparents called me that. They heard that and called me that. They were
That's
like,
so
"What was that?
sweet.
What was that thing from the podcast that they called you?" And it was like a Boku or
Oh.
a Bakugan. What was, say the funny thing? What was that thing? And I was
Say
like-
the thing.
and I had to
Do
be
the
like,
roar.
Sussy Baka, and they were like, "Yeah, Sussy Baka."
What could they call you?
We don't need to do this.
I don't know. Peter's family, just tell him that you love him and you appreciate him,
Oh,
and just tell him that Coop sent you, and then be
Nope.
like, psych.
psych! I lied.
Or just give him. I hear Peter likes. If you guys, Peter's been kind of low on stories, and he's told me to ask you guys to suggest stories for him to tell
I don't think I've done that.
on the podcast. So if you could just
Don't think I've done that.
message him whenever and be like, Pete, this is a good story. Tell this one on the pod. I think he would really
No.
appreciate it.
Seems like doing a lot there.
Yeah, it's good. Good for content.
Don't love that.
What
We're gonna
if
have
we-
enough gym content.
What
The
if I
gym
was
bros.
like, I have a special guest, Pete, and I like brought it up, and it was just like your entire family, and then we had a roast of Peter.
I feel like I would have to be prepared, because then at the end, don't I have to roast everyone?
Yeah, you could get
Yeah,
him
I'm
prepared on the
not that
spot.
good. Let me tell you, I'm not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think that's all we got. Pete, any last words to the podcast listeners?
Can I come to your room?
Sweet.
Oh no!